What's up, nerds? And have I got a story for you? All right, you guys. So, the thing about this story that I find so interesting is just like how the Harry Potter series is really coming together. And I have a video about how J.K. Rowling is a part of it also, but we'll talk about that some other time. So, now I want to talk about this story because this came out earlier this week. And it is talking about how Mark Rylance is not in talks to play Dumbledore in the new series, but they're talking to him as if he would be available and like, see how much it's going to cost. Now, Mark Rylance, I don't see why he wouldn't be available because name the last movie you saw that Mark Rylance was in. Don't worry, I'll wait. The last one I saw was Ready Player One, and he had such a small part. He had like a cameo in that movie. Like it was so small that I'm just like, you blink and you miss it kind of thing. And the thing they're doing is they really need a level of commitment for this TV show because they've said it's probably going to be about 10 years and they're going to film 7 seasons, a season for every book. I have a feeling they're going to do 8 seasons. That last season is going to be the last book split into 2 seasons, but they might not need to do that but they might need to do that because all these books are very hefty. Well, the first 3 are kind of smaller, but once you get to book 4, they start getting real thick. You know what I'm saying? That's what she said. So I think that, they're looking to him to really put in the commitment. Like they need him they need to be like, hey, we need you to sign on for 10 years, 7 seasons. And that's a really big commitment for any actor, because that's what the actors from the original movie series had to do was they were like, listen, and I think they signed each, like the trio, they signed them on for the first 4 movies, I believe. Then after that, they had to renegotiate their contracts, which was good for them. Now, a lot of people I see online were talking about how Dumbledore is a representation of the LGBT community. Now, I just want to say right now, that was something that came out after the books were all said and done, the fact that Dumbledore was gay. And they did kind of explore it in the Fantastic Beasts franchise. And I don't have a problem with this, but I don't think that this should be the main focal point of the series because it wasn't a focal point of the books. I think that, and I'll talk about that in just a minute, but I don't think that the focal point should be on like Dumbledore and his relationship with Gellert Grindelwald, because you really didn't get that from the books. And I don't think they need to focus on it here. I do think that they should have focused that on the Wizarding, on the Fantastic Beasts franchise. That's where they really should have put their focus on, not Newt Scamander. I mean, let's be honest. Nobody cares about Newt Scamander. So the Wizarding World IP for Warner Brothers is huge. There's no way they're getting rid of it. There's no way they're changing it. They're keeping that shit around. They've got the parks, which they're expanding with that new world that they're going to do, and they're making that Umbridge ride because they're adding on to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. They're adding on the Ministry of Magic, the British one, which looks fantastic. Can't wait to go. And then they also have the video games. Hogwarts Legacy was like, I believe, the biggest video game for that company. Sorry, I'm not into video games, but I am going to buy Legacy now. But that was the biggest game of the year for them. I want to say it was the biggest game of the year, but I honestly don't know that, so please don't get mad at me. And then they're so big that they're going to do a Hogwarts Legacy 2. And so I'm definitely excited for that. Now, the biggest problem with this, in terms of a lot of people freaking out, is J.K. Rowling. Now, a lot of people are all mad at her because of her comments about the trans community and all that stuff. Now, I just want to say right now that if you've ever watched this channel and you've seen any of my videos covering anything J.K. Rowling, then you know that I personally am on her side. Okay, I am on her side with the whole situation that she has stated online. I think J.K. Rowling has done nothing wrong. And I think that J.K. Rowling is doing a service to women right now and standing up against stuff that is completely erasing the existence of women. I think a lot of people think that she is somehow not a feminist. And I think that that's wrong. When I think of a feminist, at least the true sense of the word, or the healthy sense of the word, I think of someone like J.K. Rowling. And that is why I stand with J.K. Rowling. I'm sorry, but if a lot of people want to give her a lot of crap, but I don't think she said anything wrong. And I mean, like, I'm not going to get into all of it too much, but I do think that I am on her side with this whole situation, and she is involved in this show. I'll leave a link to the other video to that. Now, the series remake, they are going to be doing each season is one book. And now they had to condense the books down to a 2-hour movie pretty much in each movie, and it did take out a lot of stuff. And these shows are going to be giving each season one book, being able to capture more of the nuances of the book that they didn't get to do in the movies. For instance, I'll bring up season one will be book one. In the first movie, The Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone, if you're in Britain, they took out a character named Peeves. Now he's a poltergeist in the castle, and he creates a lot of mayhem because he's naughty. But they took that character out because they just didn't have time. They didn't have time to go through that nonsense. And and I get it. I totally get it. Like when Harry Potter goes to the Mirror of Erised at the end of the book one / the movie, they didn't do all of the trials that he had to do to get to that Mirror of Erised where he faces off against Voldemort at the end. And I think and they're going to add all that crap back in there, and I think it's great. So here, real quick, here's a look at what he could look like. Somebody did this little image of him, and I think he looks great there too. I'm personally, I'm all in on this. I think it sounds great. I don't know about Mark Rylance being Dumbledore. I'll have to see if he gets cast and if he does a good job. But so far, I think this series is really coming together, and I am 100% on board with this. Tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? How do you guys feel about Mark Rylance being eyed to play Dumbledore in this new Harry Potter TV series? Now, do you think the TV series is a good idea, or do you think it's just like we've already seen these stories before? We don't need to see again. Me, I'm all on board. I love Harry Potter. It's my number one jam. I want to see everything Harry Potter. I have no, I want to see the rest of those Fantastic Beasts movies, even though they're not going to make any more. But I want to see the last two. But I'm interested to see if Mark Rylance gets the parole and what he'll do with it. That's all I got for you guys this week. Tell me what you guys think about all of this. You can go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next week. You guys have a good week. Bye.